class. I believe you are okay, boys and girls. You recall last time we looked at authority and leadership, and we defined what authority is, and also looked at the purpose of leadership, such as to give direction, also to ensure that they adhere to the rules and the regulations set, and above all, to manage, control, and also see to it that you are able to distribute and mobilize the resources accordingly. We also went on to look at the characteristic or attributes of a good leader, such as a leader being a good model. Okay? Remember, I told you last time that my name is Luando at Thorn New School. So we continue looking at this leadership and authority, but we shall dwell much on leadership in a religion. Remember, at your level, you concentrate on the 4 religions, that is Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, and Zambian tradition. So we begin with Christianity. When you're talking of leadership in Christianity, we have 2 aspects of it. Leaders in the Old Testament and also leadership in the New Testament. In the Old Testament, we'll quote, and I would advise you use Good News Bible as your basic reference, because it will give you a clear understanding of what leadership and authority is in the Bible. So you can quote from Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15 to 20. You will discover that as far as in the Old Testament is concerned, leaders were those who were said to be kings. They were chosen by God from within the local people, and they were given instructions not to have, for example, many wives, not to enrich themselves, also to have a copy of the book of God's law, and also to protect the weak and the poor from exploitation. So you notice that when we are talking about the leadership code today, it began some years back, even during the Old Testament, where they are told not to exploit the needy and the poor. That is already the leadership code. To protect those who are weak in the members in the society, and to see to it that they do not enrich themselves. So that was emphasized. If we quote another scripture in Psalm 72, 12 to 14, you will discover that there is to emphasize that leaders were to be kings. But these kings were to rescue the poor, 1. 2, also to rescue the needy and the weak from oppression and violence. That was leadership in the Old Testament. When it comes to the New Testament, you know in the New Testament the main character there is Jesus. And of course he has his followers, the disciples. So whatever is being taught there, he made sure that this is the new covenant where God agrees with the people today and to follow. And he did emphasize that a leader, he must not just be a boss, for it is not about the title but the service. Therefore, he looked at the leader and he stressed that a leader must be a servant as well as a slave of the people he leads. And you can cut this from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 10, verses 42 to 45 thereabout. You can also check from Luke, chapter 22, using the Good News Bible, which I've already stressed, and from verses 24 to 27. You'll find that a leader must be like a youngest person in society. And you know young ones, they are usually there to serve wholeheartedly. Therefore, one who should serve others. You go to the Gospel of John 14, 3 up to about 15 verses there. A leader must lead by example. I did allude to earlier on that is a model to the people you are leading. Matthew 12, 17 to 20 also continues to see that Jesus stressed that a leader must be a servant. In conclusion, you find that in Christianity, leadership is about service, to taking care of other people's needs. Probably 3, as a leader, your actions should impact people positively. Then you are a good leader. So that sums up leadership in Christianity. Now, when you look at another region, which is that of the Hindus are the believers in the region called Hinduism. So leadership in Hinduism is according to the law of the world, which they call the law of Dharma. A person's position in life determines the duty that the Hindu should carry out. So in this sense, according to that law, you realize that no single person is considered as a leader. But then anyone, according to the position which you have in society, you are bound to lead. When it comes to a Muslim, the believers of Islam, so in Islam leadership, a leader is the one who controls his anger. You don't need to be so temperament as far as Muslims are concerned. Instead, you have to make enemies and convert them into friends. So there's an emphasis so much on friendship or companionship in as far as leadership in Islam is concerned. A leader provides for the needy. You notice that among the 5 pillars, there is even almsgiving, where they emphasize on this pillar in Islam so that you help the needy. And that is very important in as far as the leader is concerned in Islam. The last and the fourth region, which you need to take note in terms of leadership at your level at grade 9, is that of leadership in Zambian tradition. Leaders, and this we can easily talk about all traditional rulers. They are said to be the leaders in South as far as Zambian tradition is concerned. In a village setup, for example, you have headmen, head women. You have also guardians such as elders. And also above all the chiefs and the kings to a certain extent. So leadership is placed on such people. In as far as they are concerned, it is these elderly people who should govern their community. And of course, they follow these traditions in accordance to the different cultures within the Zambian setup of the villages. So this is what we have in as far as leadership in the religion is concerned. Now, you will discover that much as we have this leadership, sometimes there are criticisms. So we may need to look at why leaders sometimes face criticisms. Some of the reasons why there are criticism is that if a leader does not listen to people's advice, it could be in a village setup, it could be in the nation where you have presidents, you have prime ministers, you have queens, you have kings. If they do not listen to the people they lead, they could be criticized. Secondly, if the actions does not match his or her words, they are bound to face criticisms. One who does not pay attention to the needs of the people you lead, they are likely to be criticized so much. The fourth one is that if you do not explain the cause of action, you just a matter of, okay, let me implement this, but without any explanation, then you are likely to be facing a lot of criticisms. Abuse of authority. Yes, they have that power. They have that right to lead. But if they abuse it, then people are likely to object to that and criticize so strongly. Another one is when you are lacking integrity. Boys and girls, integrity is a very serious issue. Here we are talking about doing things even when you know that you're a leader and there's no one seeing you. For example, you're running that particular assignment as a monitor or a prefect or probably even a teacher. And you are alone in that particular office. You are told you should do these things, and then you see, okay, there are some textbooks there. The academic prefect or librarian, let me pick so that since no one is seeing me. It is doing things in a proper manner, even when no one is seeing you. That is how I describe this integrity. Not being honest, and therefore you will not command respect of your subordinates. So when you lack integrity, there is likelihood of you facing a lot of criticisms. These are serious matters which will help somebody not to face unnecessary criticism. Yes, positive ones could be there, but you need to make sure that you indulge yourself in a proper way of looking after the people you lead. In addition to this, you need to understand what kind of a leader you are. Therefore, this takes us to another segment, that of the types of leadership. One of the types is that of autocratic leadership. An autocratic leader makes decisions alone without the input of others. Just say, okay, starting today, we'll be following up this kind of dressing in as far as this institution is concerned. Any other people around that person is not considered. He possesses total authority. No one challenges the decision such leaders make. That is an autocratic type of leadership. The other type is laissez-faire type. This one, you find the leader does not deliver or directly supervise his followers. He allows them or she allows them to make their own decisions without interference. Now, this is one you have to be very careful. It can only work well if his or her followers are highly experienced, implying that they know exactly what to do and how to do it. If the followers are inexperienced, then that leader is bound to fail because of that laissez-faire attitude in terms of leadership. The third type is that of participative type of leadership. This one is more or less of that of democratic leadership style, which I believe even our nation, Zambia, is what we adopted as far as 1991 is concerned. We believed in adopting this kind of leadership. We are talking of leaders who value or appreciate the input of the team members, or should I say followers, meaning that you govern according to what the people who have elected you believe you should do, and you continue to govern them. The leader makes only the final decision. It is very important to notice that such kind of democratic leadership gives or posts a lot of morale among the followers. Why? Because they feel they are part and parcel of the leadership. For their opinion matters. And these are the style of leadership where it is all one and by himself or herself. Transactional leadership style is the fourth type of leadership, where leaders and team members set goals together. There is some kind of teamwork here. But the leader, at the end of the day, has to review the outcome, or should I say the results, and sometimes train them or correct them where members fail to meet those set up or desired goals. That is transactional type of leadership. It's teamwork, but the leader at the end of the day has to review the outcome, has to review the results. If anything, can even train them. Or should you find that the desired goals are not set, you have to make some corrections. Transformational leadership is the fifth type of leadership. This one motivates the followers. The leader is a team player. He focuses so much on the bigger picture of an organization, and then delegates certain tasks to which could be smaller in his perception to those teams members who are below him or her. Those are the 5 types of leadership, and this brings us to the end of this topic concerning leadership and authority. Below you will have some exercises. Check on them, do those assessments, and answers will be sent to you so that you see whether you are doing well or not. Have a good day.